Hello and welcome all you softball fans for another installment of YSN Live Softball. We're here at the friendly confines of Canfield High School, home of the Lady Cardinals, for this All-American Conference matchup between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and the Canfield Lady Cardinals. Hello everybody, Ty Bartell, Anthony Hartwig on the call today for all the action between these two AAC foes. And Anthony, two great teams, two district winners. Couldn't ask for a better setting or a better temperature right now.
We're finally getting it. This is the game that's been like 3 weeks in the making. You know, they tried to play each other once. It's tied at 3 in the top of the 10th still. And the second game could never get scheduled. So this game has just been so highly anticipated. The fans behind us, the bleachers behind us are absolutely loaded with people. There's people everywhere. This is a great atmosphere for softball, and it's a perfect tune-up for both these teams heading into regionals on Wednesday.
Milena Toth in the circle for the Cards, 213 strikeouts she has on her name this year, along with that a .72 ERA. And you just talk about what Milena Toth has done from sophomore to junior year, and it's nothing short of impressive, the improvements that she's made in that circle.
She was a really good pitcher last year. I'm not taking away from, I mean, she's always been a really good pitcher, but this year, I've said it before, I'll say it again, there's just something a little bit more locked into Milena Toth this year. And you can see it in the first matchup with Fitch when she really handcuffed this lineup for most of that game.
Ayla Ray leads things off for the Falcons, 576 bat on the regular season. Swings from the left-handed side. First pitch, missing for a ball, 1-0.
Milena Toth is going to work up and down in the zone, and then she's going to kind of fish outside after she gets ahead. Loves to get ahead. One of the best pitches you're going to get every at-bat is going to be one of the first two.
1-0 pitch to Ray. Trying to fight it off the other way. Left field over the glove and all the way to the wall. The speed of Ayla Ray easily going to cruise into second base. Fitch starts off with a base runner in scoring position.
That's that risk reward of going for the ball in left field. You go and you miss it. It's going to go all the way to the wall. With that speed of Ayla Ray, I think she was getting to second either way. But, you take that risk when you dive for a ball.
And looking at that, the Falcons will start off with a base runner in scoring position. Nobody down for Caitlin Mitchell, Notre Dame College commit. Milena Toth, though, so many times has gotten into these runner in scoring position jams, and her strikeout production is what makes her so dangerous to try to score against. The wild pitch allows Ray to get 60 feet away from scoring the first run.
Yeah, that ball was not tipped. Caitlin Mitchell went for it. And it was not touched by the bat. It was a foul.
So 0-1 the count to Mitchell.
She offered at it, but if it was a foul ball, they wouldn't have been able to advance. So
the 0-1.
A lucky thing.
That one does get a piece of it and fouls back to the fencing.
And those are two really not good pitches to bunt. And, I think Caitlin Mitchell needs to, recognize that you got to get this bunt down with that speed on third. And now there's two strikes. You're forced to kind of swing away and be put in a bad situation against a really good pitcher.
Coach Ward of the Falcons talked with me and said that that first game with the Cardinals as a strikeout to Caitlin Mitchell, and that's what we talked about. No, 1-2 the count. Excuse me, that first pitch a ball.
They're going to say that she didn't go.
First pitch a ball. So
Coach Kernan is confused because we thought it was 0-2. So the first pitch was not called a strike. They did not say that she offered at it.
And looking for the appeal, but I think they're saying it's two pitches too late.
Yeah, you
right
can't.
now
You can't appeal now.
So the count 1
Coach
and 2.
Coach Kernan's going to be in trouble
on Caitlin Mitchell. As Caitlin Mitchell, according to the home plate umpire, sitting with a 1-2 count.
That's a big.
That's a big extra, and you don't want to give extra outs. You don't want to give extra strikes too, and that's.
We're not at a good angle to really see whether or not she offered at that first pitch, but we were under the assumption that it was a called strike.
With the count 1-2, the pitch, Mitchell, great pop fly to Milena Toth. She gloves it herself, one away. No advancement from the base runner and one down.
But still, at that at bat, you still didn't get the bunt down like you were supposed to, and then you were forced to kind of go with a pitch that Milena Toth wants you to swing at with a 1-2 count, and it still gets into her favor with a lazy pop-up in the infield. That's why it's so important to get the little things squared away against a team like Canfield. Got to get bunts down when you have a runner at third.
In a case of interesting coincidence, too, the Austintown Fitch Falcons beating the Menor Cardinals to win a district. The Canfield Cardinals beating the Field Falcons to win a district. So both these teams have experience beating Cardinals and Falcons before this game. Not that it serves anything as far as this game is concerned other than just the strange coincidence. 0-1 the count on Sydney Watts. Pitcher-pitcher matchup. Watts, big bat as well, 500 average on the season. That one pop fly, back, and that one.
Right off the back of a spectator.
Everyone seems like they're all right, though.
That's another missed bunt attempt. And it really, again, just like Mitchell's at bat, it wasn't a pitch that you really want to bunt. It was high in the zone, and now Watts is down 0-2.
The 0-2 to Sid, leaving it low as Milena Toth tried to force the chase.
It's a heck of a take down 0-2. It's right at the knees. Toth really wants you to chase that pitch. And Sydney Watts showing that she's seen a lot of good pitching and she knows her strike zone.
In the game at Austintown, Milena Toth has time and time again shown her capability of stranding runners in scoring positions. Every time you get a runner at second or third, nobody out, you think you're sitting pretty, but not with the strikeout production of Toth.
Just to put in, how many times, I mean, you've covered a lot of Austintown Fitch. Have you ever seen no outs, Ray on third, they don't score? I mean, it just happens.
It shows the talent of this arm, too. Defensively, we have Leah Figueroa behind the plate, Macy Kalina at first, Sydney Lutz at second, Marina Koenig at short, Gianna Panunzio's at third, Haley Freedy in left, Jenna Treveri in center, and Faith Morrell in right.
Now it's going to take a base hit with 2 outs, but McKenna Hogan comes to the plate, and she's been hitting so well this season.
447 clip, too, to that name, as well as 17 RBI on the year. Leads her team in doubles with 7. One of the keys to Hogan's success is that ability to get deeper in counts, too. An enhanced patience at the plate that kind of has shown this season, too, and it's really paid off for her getting it deeper into counts and seeing more of her hittable pitches in the zone. But Milena Toth, a strikeout specialist, fanning a big one in Sydney Watts, getting the pop fly to Caitlin Mitchell, and a chance to strand Ayla Ray at third, who got there with nobody out to start the inning. 2-1 the count on Hogan. Toth deals home, leaving it low, and perfect case and example of McKenna Hogan working counts into her favor, and it's because of this that you've seen the batting average hike up tremendously. She's getting herself into favorable counts and getting her type pitches.
This is a situation where Toth can't get too ultra aggressive here, 3-1. You know that Hogan is looking for a strike to swing at.
Ooh! Tried to sell the walk. Home plate umpire says not quite. Throws the hook out there, and it's 3-2.
That caught the inside corner brilliantly.
What a location, too. Not giving in. Now the full count. Runner at third, the payoff. That one chopped off first base side. It's foul.
I really like that swing. Toth came in with an off-speed pitch, and Hogan was fooled by it for sure, but she was able to keep her barrel back enough to spoil it foul.
See what Toth elects to attack with now. Might try to speed it up with the express following an off-speed pitch.
I would be looking for the rise ball here.
The payoff. Tried to rise it, but McKenna Hogan once again showcases the ability of laying off those high pitches.
Smart at bat.
Runners at the corners for the geologist, Kylie Folkwine. Folkwine, one of those phenomenal freshmen. They got a few of them, man. 458 average on the season.
Well, they're going to have the courtesy runner for Hogan.
And to put Tina Montgomery in as the courtesy runner. So first and third now occupied. 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Key point in the ball game already right off the rip. But what a day for softball to happen here, and beautiful weather. And we're slated for good weather all week as well.
Yes. They say good things are worth the wait. And we've waited a long time for this, and Mother Nature finally made it known that was going to happen.
That rise ball was rising out of the hand and did not stop until the pop of the leather.
It's a great job by Figueroa to get up and get that ball, too.
Very underrated, I think, defensively. Leah Figueroa has such a bright future with this team, too. Defensively, offensively, the pop in her bat that she's already shown, too. She's going to be talented and a staple to this Cardinal team for years to come.
I think one of the hallmarks of a good catcher is just the relationship that she builds with Melina Toth. And Toth will not pitch if she does not catch. I mean, I've seen them put Toth in a bullpen. They have to switch their defense around so Figueroa can come in and be the backstop. So that's how strong this relationship between the two is.
1-1, and Folkwine offers at it. Montgomery's going to get down to second without a throw. 2 in scoring position. Base hit could score 2, but Toth works ahead of the count now, 1-2 to Folkwine.
Yeah, with 2 outs, I agree with not making that throw, especially with Ayla Ray at third. The only thing I might do is the throw that gets cut off in the middle of the infield.
And that one offered, big strikeout. Melina Toth registers 2 in the top of the first, strands a pair in scoring position, and posts a 0 here in the top half of inning number 1. We'll take a look at the Cardinal bats as the bottom of the first coming up on ysnlive.com right after this.
Your culinary adventure awaits at Legends Food and Drink. Experience a welcoming ambiance while you explore our appetizing menu featuring over 20 meals under $20 and over 30 lunches for $12 or less. Our private dining room seat between 10 and 20 at no additional cost. And don't forget our spacious 35-seat bar for your favorite sporting event. Book your special occasion in our elegant banquet room that seats up to 150.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Welcome back, everybody. Ty Bartell alongside Anthony Hartwig for the call of this AAC championship game between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and the Canfield Cardinals. Melina Toth fans a pair in the top of the first, strands a pair as well, as it's a 0-0 ball game. Bottom of the first inning, Jenna Treveri leads things off here for Canfield. It goes Treveri, Panunzio, followed by Freedy, Morrill, Toth, Koenig, Figueroa, Lutz, and Kara Spencer rounding things out, batting ninth. Treveri swinging from the left-handed side. First pitch, a ball, 1-0. Sydney Watts, the pitcher in the circle today, 0.34 ERA, 17-0 record with a total of 227 strikeouts on the season. Both these pitchers, 200-plus strikeout seasons. Incredible stuff in the circle. Nice frame by Hogan, 1-1.
And when they first met, it was 20 strikeouts for Toth and 17 for Watts. So they were both kind of one-upping each other.
McKenna Hogan behind the plate. Abby Toth at first. Caitlin Mitchell second. Ayla Ray short. Morgan Robies at third. Ashley McLean left. Kylie Folkwine center. Maddie Butis is in right defensively for Fitch. 2-1 now the count.
Treveri is not someone that you want to put on the base pass. Her speed is a hallmark of this Canfield team, and she's really sparked her bat the last several weeks. You know, was a utility player to start the season as a freshman, but she has earned a consistent spot in this lineup for Canfield.
456 batter on the season is Treveri too, so a lot of bases for Treveri on the season. On top of that 456 average too, you look on her on-base percentage, takes up even higher, 587 because of the walk she's able to produce. And, I mean, that's that ideal leadoff hitter. When you have over an on-base percentage above 500, you're doing your job. Count even. Looking for the first out is Watts. Canfield looks for a base runner. Pops that one left side of the field. It goes foul, third base side. 2-2 the count remains. Kind of contrasting styles in how these two teams have offensively produced runs this year. We talk about the pop of Fitch versus the speed of Canfield.
But Canfield is finding its power. The last 3 games, the last 3 district games, they've hit a home run in each 3 of them, with Melina Toth hitting 2 and Figueroa hitting 1 in the district final against Field. So they are starting to find a pop in their bat.
Key homers are almost even more important than just piling them on, too. Going around, called strike 3, and a big first out here in the bottom of the first.
He tried to check, but honestly, I don't know. I think that would have been a called strike anyway. It was a great spot from Watts.
What a battle, though, by Treveri to lead things off. And we've seen a lot of bats kind of adjust to taking Watts deeper in the counts. Menor Cardinals did a great job at that as well. And it all comes down to just, are you able to lay off that rise ball? Because when it's on, it's really on, too. But if you're able to lay off of it, you can get deeper into counts.
That's they watched Boardman film. I mean, I know Fitch won that Boardman game 6-0, but if you watched it in the hitter's approach to facing Sydney Watts, it was a perfect game plan. They had 7 base runners. They couldn't get the timely hit, but really, I mean, I know I haven't seen as much Fitch as you this year, but it's the best offensive game plan I've seen against Sydney Watts this year for sure.
Gianna Panunzio steps in. 0-1 the count to her to start. Panunzio settles in at the third base bag defensively. One of those other fun names on the Canfield squad to say, too, no doubt. The 0-1. Nice layoff by Panunzio as that one tails off. Hogan has to go and get it. 180 down the lines for this field here in Canfield. 210 straight away, dead center, the dimensions. One down, Panunzio, 1-1 the count. Sid's 1-1 offering, a bouncer into the earth, 2-1.
That one got away from Watts, trying to change eye level, coming in with the rise ball, the pitch before, trying to come in with the ball at the knees, but that one just got away from her grip, and no one's going to swing at that pitch.
Falcons donning their away navy unis. The Cardinals donning the black with pink trim. 2-1 swing and a miss. 2-2.
Yeah, Canfield has had a couple of different uniform combos this year. I like the pinstripes that they bring out in a lot of their road games.
I'm call me biased, but I think pinstripes just work in baseball, softball.
They do.
I like the Fitch pinstripes as well. I think Hoban has a case of those as well on the baseball side. Like pinstripes just work in this sport. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the first for Sid. Both pitchers, 2 strikeouts so far through the inning. As 2 down now, sets up. As you look at this, and the Canfield lineup, 2 down in the inning, looking to start something with Haley Freedy. And you look at Freedy's story, just what a story for Haley Freedy.
I love the resiliency, the work ethic. Didn't really get an opportunity last year or the year before. Kept grinding in the summers, kept making herself better. And this year, under first-year head coach Mike Kernan, gets the opportunity and just runs with it.
A case of hard work can pay off, no doubt, for Haley Freedy's case. And look at her batting third in a huge game in the regular season.
And she had a big hit the last time these two teams played. The go-ahead hit in the 9th that gave Canfield the lead for a little bit.
That one, pop fly behind. Look out, windshields.
And what I loved about it, in that at bat, you saw her make adjustments in the game. She moved up in the box a little bit, and she made the decision that she was timed up with Sydney Watts' velocity, and she wanted to get that ball before it broke up in the zone. And here you can see she's also standing up in the box. So I like that approach. If you've gotten comfortable with the velocity, then you have to get up so you can get it before it breaks up in the zone.
The 1-1. Student of the game is Freedy, and really uses one of the important muscles. They always say work the muscle groups, but uses her brain more than anything as far as softball is concerned. And she's really, like I said, student of the game, studied it, understands what she needs to do to have success, and understands her game and where it places on this team and in the grand scheme of things. And that's just as important as well, knowing your role on a team, what you can deliver, what you can add to a team. She knows exactly what she can add to her ball club. 2-2 the count. Watts looking for a clean 1-2-3 inning as time set by Freedy.
I like that too. You know, the batter can dictate the tempo as much as the pitcher can.
And that's you got to do anything you can against these arms. If you can get them a little bit off rhythm, because you don't want them settling in. That one, chopper to short. Ayla Ray gloves fields. Nice throw from the 6th hole. And that is a 1-2-3, bottom of the 1st inning. Both teams scoreless after one. Both pitchers register 2 strikeouts in the 1st inning of play. We head to the 2nd. Falcon Bats coming back up after this.
Let's face it, buying a home is one of the toughest things you'll ever do. At Forever Homes, we are licensed realtors that specialize in representing our clients in the purchase and sale of single-family residences and income property in Columbiana County. We truly love this area. We were born in this area, and we pride ourselves on the knowledge of transactions, school districts, neighborhoods, and related services. So the next time you need to buy or sell your home, make it forever. Forever Homes Realty.
What can you do on over 5,000 acres? At Mill Creek Metro Parks, you can discover unique habitats and wildlife, create memorable family moments, experience history, heritage, and park programs, explore scenic landscapes, take time to relax and be well, connect with nature and each other. Come see what's new at Mill Creek Metro Parks. Plan your trip now at Mill Creek Metro Parks.
Welcome back, everybody. Ty Bartel, Anthony Hartwig, YSNLive.com here for this All-American Conference Championship showdown between the Canfield Cardinals and Austintown Fitch Falcons. Sammy Severn leads things off for Austintown as it'll go Severn, Abby Toth, Morgan Roby due up in the inning. Milena Toth, solid 1st inning, striking out 2, leaving 2.
Gave up that double and a walk to double the rate to lead off the inning, and then the walk to Hogan. But outside, you know, working around that, you know, as a pitcher at this level, especially when you're going to regionals, teams are going to hit you. You know, you're not going to go, unless you're, you know, amazing, you're not going to go a perfect game in the regionals. So,
like Haley Freedy was a big hitter for Canfield in the last showdown, Sammy Severn delivered a big game-tying hit in extras that kept the game tied 3-3 and forced us all the way into this situation we're here to today.
Severn is what I call a bridge player in this Fitch lineup. She's in that 6th spot, and she hits ahead of some really big power in the 7, 8, 9 spots. So she's almost like a second leadoff hitter for you right in the middle of the lineup that sets the table again after the 4 and 5 hit in some RBIs.
It looked like Lutz, Morrill, and Kalina all giving it a look as it goes out of bounds. Right side of the field, too, near the first base bag. 1-2 on Severn.
You definitely don't want to waste any out opportunities. So you're going to see players go all out on foul balls, even if they end up going way out of play. You know, if you can get a look at it, they're going to take it because you do not want to waste any outs against these teams.
2-2 the count now on Severn. The pitch. Just kind of threw the bat at it, too, protecting the plate well, as the count will stay 2-2. Severn as a batter, .390 in the average this year. But you look a little bit deeper in the on-base percentage, too. That one tips into close to the 500s. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Pop up near the infield, and it's out of play. The count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So all of a sudden, a really good at bat by Severn, able to foul off some tough pitches, work the count, make Toth work for the out.
The more pitches you see, the higher rate of success you have against an arm too, especially if you could extend the at bat in the at-bats that you're allotted, and 3-2 count runs full, and a nice look for Severn against Toth. And it's been a good matchup all season too, and their previous showdowns in that first game just a couple weeks ago. The payoff. Again, a fight off, and what a battle by Sammy Severn.
I like that last pitch by Toth on the 2-2 count because, 2-2, you can afford to try to waste one to get a swing and a miss, maybe steal a strikeout. It's also a good job by Severn to lay off of it and then foul off this one.
The payoff. Severn tries to barrel it up out to right center field, but with a read on it, Faith Morrill able to get leather on it, and it's out number 1.
It's a lot of speed out there in that outfield. Not an easy place to get balls to fall.
It's one of the things that doesn't get talked about nearly enough because of the strikeout production of Toth in the circle, but a lot of good defensive players on this Canfield team too. They are solid when balls are put in play. They can make the plays all around the infield and outfield.
Both teams have solid defenses, which are good for strikeout pitchers because if you're striking people out, you're also putting the ball in the strike zone, which means there are going to be players that put the ball in play.
Abby Toth takes a first pitch called strike, 0-1. Toth, a .479 batter. Also 5 home runs on the season.
It's just ridiculous that she's a 7-hitter. She'd be a cleanup in a lot of lineups, and here they are with the luxury of having a hitter like this in the 7th spot.
Toth showing no fear, though, against the power bat of the Falcons straight away in her third back-to-back called strikes.
Well, if you're Abby Toth, you got to be a little bit more aggressive on those first 2 pitches. You don't want to get behind Milena Toth, and you got to know that she's going to come at you early. So you got to be aggressive early in the count.
Fouls that one off to stay alive, 0-2.
Because not a lot of hitters survive 0-2 against Toth. I mean, you're in a tough spot. You're not in a great spot where she's going to give you something to barrel up. So if you're going to get a hit, you're going to earn it when you're down 0-2.
1 down, 0-2, the count to Toth. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3. Toth to Toth. Milena wins this one.
I know, perfect rise ball. It was right at that level where it's just out of the zone, too close for Toth to have to watch it go. I love those rise balls at the middle level. You have the chase pitch that's up at the eyes, the one for a strike, but that one in the middle that's right at the shoulders, such a tough pitch to lay off when you're down in the count.
9 for 17 in her regular season and playoff at bats. Morgan Roby, a .529 hitter with her opportunities. And another freshman that has kind of played with Tina Montgomery over at third. They've kind of done third baseman by committee depending on the game too. Tina Montgomery also involved in extracurriculars as well. But you look at Morgan Roby, she's another case of she gets her opportunities and she's made a living off of them at a .500 average.
It's one of those, it's really a matchup. Coach Ward is so blessed with these players on the bench that he can mix and match them on how they match up with the other pitcher. And Roby is a little bit more of an average hitter. She's going to fight. She's going to hit the ball opposite way a lot. And then obviously Tina Montgomery doesn't have maybe the average that Roby does, but she hits for power.
Yeah, 4 homers on the year for the cleaner in Montgomery as well. So much talent in the pool at Fitch as well.
Biggest
Swing
one is a
and
grand
miss.
slam against Gradishar.
Tossed down to first, and that's a rarity too. Strikeouts as well for Morgan Roby, but Milena Toth fans 2 more as the Falcons go in order here in the top of the second. We remain scoreless. Canfield looking to break the scoreless tie. Bottom 2 after this.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
HVAC causing havoc? Has your furnace gone mad? Commercial or residential, 24/7. Call your hometown hero. Call Mighty Mike.
You're
your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
We, of course, thank our friends over at 21WFMJ, one of the proud sponsors here on the network, and want to remind you that if you yourself would like to sponsor here on ysnlive.com, you can check out our advertising page, ysnlive.com/advertise, as we have all the packages laid out for you. You can get a rolling ad, as you see in the top right-hand corner of the screen with the 21WFMJ, 15-second commercial, a 30-second commercial, or go all the way up to a commercial, or a commercial sponsorship as well. ysnlive.com/advertise. Again, find the best package that fits you and your company.
And if you're thinking, well, high school sports is almost over, there's not a lot of spots to be had. No, and our summer coverage is a lot. You got Scrappers, you got Class B baseball at Bobstein Park. Every now and then we have travel softball and baseball, and then of course the little league districts at Field of Dreams as well. So a lot of places to see your advertisements in the summer before fall sports begin.
And the time to get it as well, because if you're able to get in on it now, you got the whole high school season coming up, and it'll be here before you know it in August. Called strike to Faith Morrill as that evens the count. Faith Morrill, another one of those bats in this Canfield order that has come through with a lot of production on the season. You take a look at her average on the campaign, too, sitting at a beautiful 440 clip. And, I mean, that's all recently as well. They put her in this lineup, more of an everyday player, and she has just taken off. And it's one of these where she, again, similar to what we were saying with McKenna Hogan, she gets deep into counts, she gets them in her favor.
This is a team that is full of players that have just taken opportunities to run with them. I mean, Faith Morrill, like Haley Freedy, was not a everyday player last year, and all of a sudden she's given the opportunity and she's run with it.
2-1. Nice layoff. 3-1. Hitters count.
8 seniors on this Canfield team. They are feeling like this is their window to go and do something special. Melina Toth, not one of those seniors, though. She'll be back next year.
Yep. That's going to be big, too, for them. I mean, you will have a window as the old Baker's dozen sits in the circle. 3-1. Hey, challenged her, and Morrill took the challenge. Just came up empty with the swing. Count runs full now.
This is a big pitch. Canfield trying to get their first base runner of the day. And the lead off an inning with one just puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Talking about Morrill, too, batting cleanup as well. Gotten all the way up to the cleanup spot in this Canfield lineup. The payoff. Pop fly. Infield, Sydney Watts says, I'll take it. She does. One away.
I think that's one of the things that Sydney Watts has gotten a lot better at this year, fielding her position out of the circle, whether they be ground balls back to her or pop-ups in the infield. She seems pretty confident this year that she can go and call that ball and take command of the infield.
So, looking at last year, too, I mean, similar to what we said about Melina Toth, Sydney Watts, really good pitcher last year, but I think it was the mentality shift that Watts had, more or less having fun and having a great time in her freshman year, but came in with a purpose, a goal, and a reason to attack batters, and more of a game plan, it seems like, game to game, does Watts have in that circle.
Well, for the first time, they had to deal with adversity. They lost to Hoover, and I don't think Sydney Watts had dealt with a lineup being able to hit her that well before. And she had to kind of have a little bit of soul searching after that game. Like, okay, what do I have to do to be at this level where I can go and I can beat a North Canton Hoover in the regional finals?
And it was a case of it rains, it pours, because Sid dealt with some ankle injuries as well and was worried about the velocity dropping off her rise ball. Worked extremely hard to get her velocity back to where it was. Yeah, got it right back to where it was, too. And it just goes to show the work that she continues to put in to try to find success. And both arms have vastly improved off of really good seasons a year ago, and that's what makes them so fun to watch this year.
What that has done for Sid, though, is made her a little bit more efficient with her pitches. You remember last year, not behind a lot of hitters, was able to come back and get the strikeout anyway, because that's how good she was. But we saw Sydney getting a lot of 3-1, 3-0 counts, and this year she's just attacking in attack mode all the time, a lot more efficient with her pitches.
Melina Toth chops it back to the fencing. It's 2-2. Milena Toth, not a bad bat in her own right either, as you look at her stats throughout the season. Batting at over 400, 429. As you also said too, has some pop in the regular season, and it's been showing up too in the tournament. Ability to hit over the fence shots, Milena Toth has proven.
Yeah, she hit a home run in the sectional final and the district semifinal.
It's
not there, though.
It gets fanned there as Watts. Another strikeout now as she sits with now 3 in the game.
That's just the chase. I mean, when Watts' rise ball is on, it's easy to say lay off the rise ball. It's so hard. So hard to lay off. And when it's a good one, it's deadly.
Toth has 4 strikeouts on the day. Watts now with 3, 2 down in the inning. As Koenig steps in, takes a first pitch strike, 0-1.
Koenig is someone who I don't think gets talked about enough in this lineup. I mean, one of the really good players on this team. And obviously everyone talks about Toth and what she's been able to do. But Koenig has been here, done that. She's a really experienced player that has brought a lot of stability to this team.
Count 0-2, quickly getting ahead. Both pitchers not messing around in the circle today. A little bit of a blip for Milena Toth in the first, but she shut it down. And since that point, it seems like both arms are on just cruise control right now.
That's why I'm interested in the second time through the lineup. What adjustments these hitters are able to make. By that time, it should be about 4 times they've seen them this season, with about 3 at bats the first time.
3 runs scored for both teams in their last game, but they didn't start scoring until the 5th inning the first time around. So it was similar to where a lot of scoreless frames posted by both arms and a lot of late scoring that happened. And you're right, Ann, it's more or less that second and third time through the order that's going to be key for both of these arms. 1-2 the count. Koenig, the pitch. Lays off another rise ball. 2-2 the count will even.
That's a really good hold. Down 1-2. That's a tough pitch to lay off of. But you got to see it down. And it's so counterintuitive because you see that ball, it's at your waist, and you think this is a meatball, and you swing at it and it's at your eyes. So you have to see it more at your knees if you're going to swing at the rise ball. Ooh.
Another nice hold on it. 3-2 the count. And you're
just barely able to hold off that.
Inches, yeah.
I mean, she fired and she just didn't bring the bat off her shoulder. No.
Had the safety on that trigger.
Yeah, for real.
Count 3-2. Cards looking to extend the inning with 2 outs.
I wonder what Sid brings here with Koenig doing a good job laying off the rise ball the last couple of pitches.
The payoff from Watts. Ran it low and no chase. So from 0-2 to a walk worked. Nice job by Marina Koenig.
I like the pitch call. I like trying to go down in the zone. You're trying to see the rise ball down. You're geared into it. It's probably more of a likelihood of a chase than going back up with the rise ball.
Leah Figueroa, Cardinal catcher, steps to the plate. Home run leader as well for this squad. And boy, would the Canfield Cards love one of those signature Figueroa blasts in this point in the game.
Watts has only given up, 2 all year? 1 to Mentor the first time they played, and then
with
1 to Gradishar.
Gabby Gradishar, yep.
And there's no harm in that. Gradishar has 16 home runs in the season.
Gradishar has proven her ability to hit the best of the best. Nothing really phases Double G. 1-0. As Figueroa, the pitch to her, fouls it off. And it extends past the bleachers behind the.
It's actually a really good swing, and that's a dangerous spot for Watts. Figueroa had it timed perfectly. That's why she fouled it straight back. Usually when you see a hitter do that, you know, they timed that pitch up. So I'm looking for Watts to throw maybe an off speed here to mess with Figueroa's timing a little bit.
Runner at first in Koenig. The 1-1.
Nice hold.
And the velocity, impressive, but even more impressive is the patience at the plate being shown by the Canfield bats, especially on that rise ball. and really forcing Sid to bring it in the zone, and that's going to be what both these lineups need to do. You need to make the pitchers come to you, because if you play into their game, it's going to be a long day for bats. Scored around for the bunt attempt, throw down. Stays near the bag as Ayla Ray gets up to knock it down, but with the steal of second, swiped it cleanly. Nice steal for Koenig, and now a base hit can score a run.
And Figueroa was never going to bunt that. That was a fake bunt all the way just to get in the eyesight of Hogan to just throw her off a tick. I don't think that was ever going to be a bunt. I think that was a fake bunt all the way just to interrupt the catcher's timing just a little bit.
Count is 2-2. Canfield looking for a base hit. Fitch looking for the final out in the frame. The 2-2. Low, and we'll live to see another pitch. First base is open, but the count now 3-2.
A walk here would not be the worst thing with 2 outs. You're facing the home run leader in the lineup. You don't want to give in and give her something to hit 3-2.
It's a case where you don't necessarily have to throw a strike here, and it'll be interesting to see if Watts does challenge with a pitch in the zone or something out of the zone to force the chase. The payoff to Figueroa. Pop up. Will it stay on the infield? It looks like it will, but unable to make a play on it. As it's on the third base side, it drops in foul territory.
That's why Hogan's got to turn around and have her back to the field to get that ball right on her eyes. That's something the catchers are taught. You got to get the mask off, which he did a really good job of, but then you have to turn your body so you can get that timed up in the air. She never turned around, and I don't think she ever had a solid lock on the ball.
Count now 3-2, and an extra swing of the bat for the home run queen of the Cardinals.
Let's see if Figueroa can capitalize on the new life.
Again, with 2 down here in the second, the payoff. Swing and a miss, and Watts said, you want something to hit, here it is.
It's a good rise ball. It's a really good rise ball, and it got her.
Strikeout, and there's 4 for both arms, as both arms have pitched 2 clean frames of softball. We head to the third, scoreless here in Canfield.
There are 4 members of GoldenStringRadio.org that works for your sports network. Super Dave, Kristen, Scotty, and myself. And if you love our work at Golden String, Isle, and Purple Cat, you are going to love the soon-to-be-open GABA Camp out at Farmer Casey's Ranch in Pointsville Township. It has all the nice, beautiful scenery, will feature cabins, and a whole lot of other great outdoor stuff. I'm Radar Pavlov, and my sports network is your sports network.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
As Comco celebrated 70 years in 2022, we have much to be thankful for. We are proud of the Comco culture as we serve our customers with Comco Care with our premier customer service, quality parts, and on-time delivery. The partnerships we have with our customers and our community are second to none. We thank you for your continued support. We are proud to be part of this community and will continue to offer great jobs for great people.
Top of the third inning, as it's Maddie Butis, then the top of the Falcon order. Ayla Ray, Caitlin Mitchell due up against Milena Toth for this third inning of work for the right-hander. 4 strikeouts for both arms as Toth prepares to get through the lineup the first time around and enter the second time through the order in this inning. As bunt shown by Butis, pulled it back, it's a ball. Butis, one of these seniors, looks to bring up the top of the order. Has some good speed at that 9-hole. Ability to bunt for a single, always prevalent for Butis, but nicely played by Kalina as she applies the tag. 1 away.
You wanted that bunt to be a little bit more up the middle, and it went down the line. I mean, like, you're nitpicking at that point, and Toth is a hard pitcher to bunt off of. She got it down, she got it fair, but you're just a little bit too towards Kalina at first.
Ayla Ray, one of the toughest outs in the area, steps in for her second time. First pitch finds the zone on the ace of base, 0-1.
Hey, you can get 2 strikes on Ayla Ray, but it's hard to get that third. She is one of the best. Actually, I'm just going to say it. She's the best 2-strike hitter that I've seen in this area since my start of covering softball.
That one popped up and out of play, 0-2.
Here you go, 0-2. You're about to see it. Like, her approach completely will change now. She's going to be whatever it takes to get this barrel on the ball. She'll foul it off if she has to. She doesn't get frustrated, doesn't get antsy. And she's just going to do whatever it takes to avoid the strikeout and put this ball in play.
One of the hardest strikeouts as well. Milena Toth looks for the K of A-Ray. Leaving it low for a ball, 1-2.
If I was attacking Ayla Ray with 2 strikes, I would try to go low and in to her and try to keep those hands inside. Because this is when she tries to go opposite way with 2 strikes, so I would try to stay inside.
The 1-2. That one chopper
a good pitch.
Out to second. Lutz able to make the play on it. 2 away here in the third.
That's exactly what you got to do with 2 strikes because she's going to be lunging a little bit, trying to go opposite way and shorten up that swing with 2 strikes. So go inside. You're either going to get a swing and a miss or you're going to get that lazy ground ball like you did there to the right side, which is a lot easier of a play against the speed of Ray than throwing it across the diamond.
Good efficiency being shown by Toth, about to throw her 45th, I should say, pitch of the ball game.
That was something that was really good about the first meeting, too. Through 9 innings, both pitchers were under 200, which I know it sounds like, oh, my gosh, they're throwing 200 pitches. But still, in a softball, calculation, under 200 in 9 innings, not that bad.
Both these arms have the ability of being ultra efficient, and it's the importance of getting deep into counts and seeing a lot of pitches. Caitlin Mitchell, a case of that. 2-out single for the Notre Dame College commit.
That's what Fitch needs to do more of, aggressive early in the count. Toth is a pitcher that really likes to get ahead, and the best pitches you're going to get from her are going to be the first or second pitch trying to get ahead. So,
and you got to feel like with Coach Ward and the talks in the Fitch side of things, 20 strikeouts unacceptable that first time around. Both teams want to lower the strikeouts against the opposing arm too, because you know if you put the ball in play, better chance of success happening for you. Hold up. They say no swing or no offer, 1-0. As Watts gets ahead in the count, appeal down to Papagna at first, and they say no.
After that, with that snafu in the first inning, no one's not going to appeal the rest of the game. They're going to make sure they appeal. Because we saw that confusion in Caitlin Mitchell's last at bat, actually.
The 1-0 offering is fouled back. Count evens on Watts. Sydney Watts blasting 2 home runs in the playoff game against the Madison Blue Streaks.
10 home runs last year on the season for Watts to go along with her incredible season in the circle.
The 1-1. Watts holds on that, 2-1. And that's key, too. Both pitchers is if you can lay off that rise ball, both of them have a dangerous one. That one was really good by Toth, though, just above the zone. Hard not to offer at that.
Watts is ranked in the top 20 of pitchers in her class in the country by extra inning softball.
The 2-1.
And
to the lot.
If you're in the softball community, you know extra inning softball is a credible source. So when they rank you in the top 20 of the class in the nation, you're doing something right.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. 2-2 the count, 2 down. Runner at first and Caitlin Mitchell here in the top of the third. The pitch from Milena Toth. Called strike 3, strikeout number 5 on the day for MT as the Falcons are held scoreless here in the third.
Second time she's got Watts looking.
Big strikeouts, too, in the meat of the order for both arms as we'll see who's going to blink first. The Cardinals offense comes to bat after this.
Your culinary adventure awaits at Legends Food and Drink. Experience a welcoming ambiance while you explore our appetizing menu featuring over 20 meals under $20 and over 30 lunches for $12 or less. Our private dining room seat between 10 and 20 at no additional cost. And don't forget our spacious 35-seat bar for your favorite sporting event. Book your special occasion in our elegant banquet room that seats up to 150 comfortably. Legends Food and Drink, a taste you'll remember. Market Street and Route 224 in Boardman.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Welcome back. Bottom of the third inning. The Canfield Cardinals looking to produce some offense in this ball game. We're scoreless in the bottom of the third with Sydney Watts continuing her game in the circle. Watts with 4 strikeouts on the day. Milena Toth now up to 5, including two Sydney Watts on the game.
2 looking, too. Those are the big things. You get Sydney Watts looking, and you're really just throwing her off.
A first pitch swinging and fouled back. 0-1.
I think that was able to lay down. The defense wasn't exactly playing in, and it might have been able to sneak a bunt base hit there.
Sydney Lutz getting a look against Watts. And for the Canfield Cardinals and the Falcons, when we talk about being aggressive in the at-bat, it could be a double-edged sword for both squads, too, because in a case where if you're just fouling it off, too, getting behind to both arms is a recipe for disaster as well.
But I'd rather be behind swinging than behind looking at strike 1 and strike 2. I mean,
you got to find the right balance. And it's tough when you have all-star arms in the circle like this. I mean, it's not supposed to be easy to figure out.
You got to remember, she's going to get you. Like, you're not going to go into a game with Sydney Watts and not strike out. Like, it's just going to happen.
The 0-2 to Lutz. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 for Sid. And 1 away here in the third.
I think 5 through 1 round of the lineup, actually 1 and almost 1 round of the lineup, is not that bad of a day.
Kara Spencer, a really, really good bat at the bottom of the order, too. That brings up the top.
Oh, it's a good pitch for Sid, right at the knees. Sets up that rise ball.
Finds the zone, too, and when you can work north to south or vice versa, too. See a lot of pitchers that have the ability to work east and west with the way that a lot of their stuff can break, but working north to south, too, when you have all directions on the compass covered.
Just messes with the batter's mind when you get one right at their knees, and then the next pitch is a rise ball. They feel like they have to swing at it. If they can't get the spin out of your hands, they're in a really tough spot.
0-2 the count. The pitch from Watts.
And you
called strike 3. Strikeout number 6 on the day.
And you see how well Sydney hides her pitch before the release point with her glove. Something not talked about a lot, but it also makes her very hard to pick up off the release.
We go back to the top of the order again as Jenna Treveri steps in for her second look against Sid on the day.
They try to teach you that, pick up the index finger on the rise ball because it's bent down a little bit, but when you're hiding it so well, it's really hard to pick up the grip of a rise ball.
First pitch bunt attempt. Morgan Roby had a nice break on it, but it goes foul 0-1.
I think Roby might have had a chance to even catch that ball. It wasn't very high in the air, but it definitely was one that it would have been an incredible play, but it was
reaction at the
catchable.
hot corner, though, too, for Roby to even give it a chance at that one, too, breaking in immediately on contact, even before it kind of read the situation. 0-1 the count. Treveri trying to start something with 2 down. Cuts on that one, fouls it back. And the football bleachers is the location it settles as it rattles down.
Can you imagine like being back there watching a track meet and then just being hit by a softball out of
You
nowhere?
you definitely couldn't have all those events running at one time. Like, people are going to get peppered with softballs.
I've been here during a lacrosse game back there, and I'm like, oh, man.
Everyone's got to wear the equipment, the lacrosse equipment, if you want to go to a game. I mean,
Here's
look at
another
that.
one.
That's 2 heads right there. Another foul off 0-2 the count.
The girls lacrosse team here at Canfield still alive in the tournament, by the way. Just posted a player profile with their captain, Josie Sipe, on the website this morning.
Love to see that the attention lacrosse is getting to and starting to really be on the rise in the area, in the region, and in the entire state of Ohio, too. And I think it's a great thing for sports. Chopper over the head of Watts, and Chaveri gets a single with 2 down for the top of the order, and that could start something big for the Cards.
Yeah, you got her speed on the base pass now. I wonder how aggressive Canfield's going to get with her with 2 outs. I would run her.
Try it,
honestly.
at least,
Like, you have to manufacture runs any way you can against Sydney Watts. So.
Well, I mean, you roll the dice on it, but the risk-reward at the, I guess, the silver lining, you have 2, 3, 4 up if she does get thrown out,
and
too.
you already have 1 steal on Hogan, so you've already tested her.
Swing and a miss for Panunzio, 0-1. And that's a perfectly placed hit by Treveri. Got it over the outreached glove of Watts. Used the big part of the field up the middle.
What she did really well was she got on top of the ball and just hit it right into the ground. That's what lefty speeders want to do. They want to bounce it into the ground, get that high bounce, so it's hard for the infielders to get it and throw them out. I've seen there's some slappers in the professional level that it's not fair. They bounce it on the ground and you can't get to it, and they're at first by the time it's in your glove. It's just it's undefendable.
Like that Chelsea Mack that we saw at Brecksville Broadview Heights a year ago, too.
Her sister that played for Alabama.
The 1-1 runs inside and catches a piece of Panunzio. So first and second, it's going to be set up. Sid's asking, though, if she went around and got hit because of it.
I think she pulled back and got hit when she was pulling back.
That's the immediate question, I think, and I think Coach Ward's going to talk about it.
Yeah, she squared the bunt, and it looked like she pulled back and then got hit in the back of the arm as she was pulling back.
We got a 3-umpire crew, though, today.
The rule that Steve Ward wants, she would have to stay squared to bunt when it hits her, and I think she clearly started to pull back.
And that's the key, too, because if you do get hit with squared around the bunt, it acts the same as a foul ball, too.
Just same thing if you're swinging. If you swing and it hits you, it's a strike. But I mean, she got hit in the back of the arm, so I think it was pretty clear to me that she had that bunt pulled back before the ball hit her.
Hit by pitches, believe the call. Like I said, 3-umpire crew today, so you always got someone stationed at first, bases umpire and a home plate umpire. And for a game this caliber, and if you have the means to do it, might as well get the best call on the field at all times.
Can I just say props to these umpires for being here today, because this is a very highly emotional game. We've already seen a couple of controversial plays. These crowds are loaded. It's not exactly a quote-unquote friendly environment for an umpire to be in.
Haley Freedy, who tagged Watts in that first game for some runs, comes up in the clutch situation with the count.
Ooh, aggressive.
And they got her at third. Did they get her?
No,
God. And they were stolen away. A lot of crowds here, too, trying to see her around the crowds. But first and third now.
Second
and third, excuse me. There's a quick throw down to third. Looked like a snap throw down.
So this becomes a much bigger at-bat for Haley Freedy with 2 in scoring position.
And ahead in the count, 1-0.
Oh, you know what? She didn't get to third. Yeah, it's still first and second.
Yeah.
The umpire was blocking my view of first. She had an aggressive lead, and they threw it to third to keep her from stealing. She got back to second. Okay.
We got everything figured out. Like we said, big crowd here, too, today.
Yeah.
That third base side, we got people lined up on the fence. Everyone wants to see this one. Even in the outfield, you could see it on the screen. People everywhere got their chairs brought here. Beautiful weather out. No cold keeping anyone away in this one. 1-1. Freedy fouls it back.
I like that pitch, though, going opposite way, just like she did with the hit that gave Canfield the lead in that 9th inning. Took it right into right field, which is the perfect approach against Sydney Watts.
Anything in the outfield, no doubt. Jenna Treveri's coming home to challenge the outfield arms. 1-2 the count. Big part in the ball game. Canfield, second time a runner in scoring position. 1 and 2, swing and a miss. Up the ladder and got a K.
When Sid's in trouble, she goes right to that rise ball, and it is deadly.
Both pitchers have exemplified the ability to get out of sticky situations in this game. We're through 3 innings of play, still scoreless here from Canfield High School.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun, it all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
HVAC causing havoc? Has your furnace gone mad? Commercial or residential, 24/7. Call your hometown hero. Call Mighty Mike.
We know when it comes to insurance, you have so many choices. But if you're looking for someone who lives in your community, someone who cheers for your community, and someone who works for your community like you're part of our family, well then please let us introduce ourselves. Hi, we're Heiner Insurance. How can we help?
Top of the 4th in the meat of the Falcon order, 4-5-6 with McKenna Hogan leading things off against Milena Toth, MT in the circle.
So now we've seen both teams with opportunities to score go by the wayside. It's in these games, which they're both probably going to run into in their run in tournaments. You got to come up with those opportunities to score.
And I said it too back on the Diamond Roundup. What a game for both squads to tune themselves up before a regional semifinal. Like what you can't really ask for a better arm to go against than Milena Toth and Sydney Watts right before a big tournament game.
I mean, we all are joking about like, oh, it's been going on for 2 weeks, and everyone's been wanting this Fitch Canfield game for a long time. But it really worked out pretty well for these two teams to be able to play this game 2 days before a regional matchup.
Just to get that kind of experience too against quality pitching, you can't really ask for more. Fouled back.
Fitch going up against Berea Mid-Park, and Canfield lined up with Holy Name. Fitch was going to be playing at YSU, and Canfield going to be going to Nordonia High School. Both on Wednesday. Fitch at 2, Canfield at 5.
2-1 now, the count on Hogan. She takes it low, and a hitter's count for Kenna.
Both her at bats, she's been able to get ahead. And something about McKenna Hogan is causing Milena Toth trouble to throw strikes. She walked her first time up, too.
And credit Kenna, too, for not swinging at any of the pitches out of the zone, too, because they're still tempting pitches. It's not like they're bad misses, but Hogan lays off the rise ball and works her second walk of the game, and that's just huge to get base runners, a leadoff base runner as well for Fitch. Second time that they've gotten that in this ball game.
That second ball was, I think, the turning point of that at bat. It was right on the corner. It's one of those 50-50 calls. I think Toth probably really wanted to be called a strike. It wasn't. It went to 2-1, and then I think when you're behind in the count to a hitter like Hogan, you start to get a little bit more careful, and you would much rather a walk than a double or a triple to right center field. So I think that's a product of that at bat when she got behind 2-1.
The cleaner, Tina Montgomery, again going to be the courtesy runner at first. Kylie Folkwine struck out her first time up. Steps in for her second look against Toth.
Second inning that Fitch has had the leadoff base runner aboard. First time they had him all the way at third with nobody out. And that time they could not get bunts down. And so far here, Kylie Folkwine struggling to get that bunt down as well.
Coach Ward and the Falcon staff talked with me about the first time facing the Canfield Cardinals. They realized their ability to play small ball needed some improvement too, and they worked a lot on the small ball too. Problem is, it's just hard to execute against this Canfield team, but it made them realize that they needed to work more on that small ball aspect of their game to be able to manufacture runs.
It's funny, each of these lineups could get a little bit better at what the other one does.
They really couldn't. They could both afford it as the bunt attempt works. Still going down to third, but the throw got her. What a defensive stand by the Canfield infield.
You know, I like that. You're aggressive. You're trying to get a run. It's hard to do. You have to be aggressive at the base pass. And what a play by Canfield. You force a perfect play, and they just pulled one off.
Montgomery kept on going, rounding the bag at second, looking to get first to third on the bunt. But no hesitation, all confidence on the throw to third. 2 for the price of 1 in the third inning.
If that was the game
Fourth
plan,
inning,
I would have liked to see, though, Montgomery just bolt before even caught. I mean, it was obviously a hit and run. And I think he got started just a little bit too late if that was the plan to go from first to third on that bunt attempt. But with the way Canfield has been bunting today, it's understandable that he throws because that was the first bunt that Fitch had gotten down today. So that could also be a product of Fitch struggling to get the bunts down before that one was actually pretty perfectly laid down by Folkline.
Leadoff runner aboard, no empty strikeouts, but she didn't need it. Some great defensive plays by the Canfield infield to register 2 for the price of 1 as the Falcons go in order following the leadoff walk. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, still scoreless here at home of the Cards.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Hi, this is Zell Bush.
Hi, this is Tom Flynn. Hi, this is Steve Rossetto.
Hi, this is Ryan Miller.
Hi, this is Rich Sakui from WRS Wealth Advisors.
With our combined 80 years of experience,
WRS Wealth Advisors are the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services.
Or visit WRSwealth.com.
Go Raiders.
Go Dogs.
Go Cats. Go Dogs. Go Tigers.
It's the bottom of the 4th inning, scoreless ball game with the AAC championship on the line as the Cardinals sent Faith Morrell to the box to lead things off. 4-5-6 in the Cardinal order.
Whoever wins this does win the AAC. Now, there's still a chance that the other team that loses this can tie it, but whoever wins this game,
you're guaranteed a piece of it.
Oh, geez, was that the game changer
that
phone?
That was the game changer phone.
Completely flew off the back fence. Ooh. I don't know if that phone might have survived. Is the screen okay?
Nah, they're good. We're all good.
Ouch. That's not like I'm surprised that never happens to our camera. You know, like because we always put our cameras up on the fence, and we've gotten through a whole season with surviving the cameras.
But old number 5 has been a camera hunter every time that it's been behind the plate this season. I swear.
You got to talk with McKenna Hogan, like, hey, like you need to protect us back here.
I set it up pretty tall, but I don't think McKenna can clear a 7 to 8 foot jump.
Come on, you're called gravity for a reason.
But, no, Sid, I feel like tries to knock out that camera when she sees it.
She uses our camera as an aiming target for her rise ball. Oh, way ahead now.
2-1 the count. As Faith Morrell.
Faith Morrell, just like McKenna Hogan, someone that once you get behind, you got to be a little bit careful with. I think Sydney Watts will probably try to get a chase pitch here, 2-1, and see if it works out. Get back aggressive if it's 2-2, but not going to be in the strike zone. I would be surprised. Yeah, low.
Runs low, 3-1. Morrell. Hitters count for the leadoff bat of the Cards.
Now this is interesting on what Coach Spalding and Fitch wants to throw in this. Once again, props to Coach Spalding for calling Sydney Watts all season because, you know, it's a little bit more strategic when you have a pitcher of her caliber on what you can do and what you can throw.
The 3-1. Challenged and taken, 3-2.
A lot of the pitchers at this level, calling pitches is pretty much like, okay, we want to throw a fastball here. Okay, we want to throw a curveball here. But here with Watts, You can throw a changeup. She's really good at targeting her pitches, so we can say, rise ball in the top outside corner, it doesn't matter. And it makes calling pitches harder, but also a little bit more a part of the strategy of the game.
The count 3-2. Canfield looking for a leadoff runner aboard. The payoff. Swinging at that one, hitting it to center, and Kylie Folkwine gets a good read on it in the outfield for out number 1.
Yeah, take the small victories. It was a good swing. You got the ball out of the infield.
And for Faith, though, I mean, you're absolutely right. And a great at-bat, too. She did what she was supposed to do. Barreled it up, just hit it to a deep part of the field, and got a little bit underneath it. Not quite the launch angle she wanted on it. But
put that in memory bank and use it for the next at-bat.
1 down in the inning. Milena Toth, second time she'll square up against Watts. She goes fishing on that first pitch. 0-1.
Toth, one of the only hitters so far today that just seems a little bit antsy in the strike zone, has really chased a lot of pitches thrown by Watts.
Watts taking 2 strikeouts looking, too. You got to wonder maybe if the pitcher's mind is still in the circle, too, when they come into the box.
They might get a little, I got to help myself because, no one else is helping me.
That one was a close camera shot. There it is. She always has to take one at it.
Sid, if you break it, you pay for it, though, just so you know. It's a YSN policy.
She better get used to cameras being on her, too. I think she's going to have a few cameras recording her games for the next few years as well.
Gets into college, she'll probably have ESPN all over the place.
Beyond the YSN cameras, so she better start getting friendly with the camcorders. 1-2 the count.
That's one of the first curveballs we've seen out of Watts today. Tailing away from Toth.
Start mixing that in a second time through the order, too, and you want to talk about keeping hitters off balanced. 1-2 to Toth. Watts shakes off. Has her call. The pitch to Milena. Called strike 3 as a pair of strikeouts. Both arms have had the best of each other in the circle. And 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now it's a battle of nickels.
As Koenig reached her first time up, worked a really nice walk, honestly, and a great at-bat. As the Cardinals have forced a few full counts today. Koenig had it go in her favor. 2 down, bottom of the 4th. First pitch, she goes swinging and fouls it off. For the Cardinals now, base runners. They haven't had as many as Fitch, but questioning with Coach Kernan if maybe the bunt and the speed that Canfield has, is that going to be more of a strategy used here with upcoming at-bats? 0-1. That one tails off on Watts. Not the first time that she's lost control of that rise ball.
This inning's starting to lose a little bit of that rise ball. It hasn't hurt her yet.
As Watts with a 1-1 count to Koenig. And Koenig takes that one up high and way out to the fencing again, 2-1.
And I watched it a little closer that time because now we're starting to see her lose a little bit of control of the rise ball. It's her release point. She's holding on to the ball just a tick too long on that rise ball, and it's obviously sailing it over McKenna Hogan's head.
With a 2-1, see if she elects to change her approach. She goes back in her third to even the count. And that pitch has been working particularly well for both arms. That inner third of the plate to the right-handed bats. And we've seen quite a few batters on both sides get frozen up on that, whether it's a 3-strike pitch or not. Both arms have been able to get in to counts, back into counts, and get ahead of counts using that inner third of the plate.
Now I wonder if she'll come back with a curveball to the outside with her rise ball kind of, in the fits a little bit.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss.
Great pitch.
Another strikeout, 2 more for Watts in this game.
You love it. Like, the rise ball's not working, I can go to other spots. I can go to my curveball. I can go to the screwball inside. I can attack you other ways.
This battle continues. We're through 4 scoreless innings here at Canfield High School, heading to the 5th with the All-American Conference Championship in the balance.
Your culinary adventure awaits at Legends Food and Drink. Experience a welcoming ambiance while you explore our appetizing menu featuring over 20 meals under $20 and over 30 lunches for $12 or less. Our private dining room seat between 10 and 20 at no additional cost. And don't forget our spacious 35-seat bar for your favorite sporting event. Book your special occasion in our elegant banquet room that seats up to 150 comfortably. Legends Food and Drink, a taste you'll remember. Market Street and Route 224 in Boardman.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means taking care of our local customers.
Realizing, number one, that we're here for them.
To do anything that would convenience the customer.
And every day I'll go the extra mile so they can trust us.
That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Top of the 5th inning, but the bottom of the Falcon order, 7, 8, 9 due up to face Milena Toth as Abby Toth sets in for her second look against MT. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout against Milena. Got aggressive and swung on that first pitch, but down to the count now, 0-1.
That was just Toth's velocity, just getting Toth a little bit behind.
Might want to just stick with Milena and Abby in this exchange. MT's 0-1 home. Foul tipped in and out of the glove of Figueroa, but the count moves to 0-2.
Yeah, both times. Abby Toth has been just a little bit behind the velocity. You know, you don't talk about Milena Toth's velocity as much because it's not Sydney Watts level. You know, she's not throwing 68. But she's still in the mid-60s. 64 probably is her tipping point. And it says 1, 2, 3, uno, dos, adios. And they were all just, here's my velocity, can you hit it?
The thing with Milena, too, that makes her so unique is the height and the length of her appendages, too. Some long arms and legs, so that stride to the plate makes that 45 feet feel a lot closer on that release point.
She's got the Monica Abbott effect, who threw 72 in her own right, played for Tennessee a long time ago, but also was about 6'4", so her stride made her 72 look like 76, 77.
Yeah. And almost impossible to hit. 1-0 the count to start on Morgan Roby. Went down swinging on a strikeout. A rare occurrence for Roby to go down by way of the K this season in her limited at-bats. 1 down in the inning, the 1-0. Roby 1-1 now the count. Roby had a nice game against the Madison Blue Streaks. Showcased their ability to hit it to all areas of the ballpark, left, right, and center. The 1-1. Roby goes swinging and missing, and good hitters for both squads just tend to look silly in certain points of these at-bats just because of the talent level we're seeing in the circle, both teams.
Roby, like Toth, is a little bit behind in this at-bat.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Toth, and 2 away in the 5th.
The timing for the last 2 batters has just been off, and Toth sees it quick and then just takes advantage of it with just straight velocity. I mean, they weren't really pitches that moved all that much. It was just my speed is better than you, and try to hit it.
Both arms looking stellar, too, looking like they just came off some district championship victories. First pitch strike, 0-1.
This inning, I mean, she's just going. Her tempo sped up a little bit, I think. She's just in straight attack mode. I like it.
Knows it's the bottom of the order and messing around. Not at all. Going right at hitters, 0-2 on the foul back.
We talked about bunting. I mean, it's a good idea, but that's another pitch. High in the zone, you pull back, you take it, and you try to bunt again, but now you're down 0-2, and the bunt's out of the, well, not out of the question, but it's a lot more gutsy to do it.
The 0-2 to Butis. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. MT strikes out the side.
1 ball away from an immaculate inning.
One ball away is right. 10-pitch inning, 3 strikeouts. Up, down, see you later. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Canfield looks to break this scoreless tie.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means taking care of our local customers.
And it's just a great feeling to put them in a vehicle and get them all excited about a new vehicle.
At the end of the day, our goal is to be someone our customers can count on.
And every day I'll go the extra mile for the community so they can trust us.
To do anything that would convenience the customer or make them feel more at home.
Realizing, number one, that we're here for them and that we're not going to go away.
That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Visit Sheely's May 20th through June 3rd and choose joy. When you make a donation, receive $50 off every $500 spent. Start the season in style with new dining, living, and bedroom furniture for your home. Sleep better, dream bigger on a White Dove mattress. Freshen up your laundry room with a washer-dryer pair from Whirlpool. And with Traeger, grilling for your family and friends has never been easier. Plus, get 12-month special financing. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
Ty Bartel, Anthony Hartwig with YSNLive.com back here in the bottom of the 5th inning of this All-American Conference Showdown with the championship of the AAC hanging in the balance between the Canfield Cardinals and the Austintown Fitch Falcons. Cardinal half of the inning, Leah Figueroa will lead things off for the Cards. What pitching, though, both arms in this game, and the strikeouts. Similar to what we saw in the first outing, we have 9 for Watts through 4 innings of work through 5 innings of work, 8 for Milena Toth. So strikeout production still up there for both arms.
And the next 3 hitters are combined 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts against Watts. So we're going to have to see if these hitters are going to make any adjustments. Second time seeing Sydney in the circle.
Leah Figueroa had a nice at-bat the first time, goes bunt and takes it way out of here on the foul tip.
That tells you the velocity. I mean, you're not even swinging it. It got out of the park.
It cleared not only the fencing, it cleared the bleachers behind home plate, and that was a bunt attempt. 0-1 to start. As Leah Figueroa would love to be a leadoff runner aboard for the Cards here in the 5th. 5th inning, last time, is where the scoring began for both squads. But both arms look like they're another level of efficiency, and that's hard to believe considering 37 strikeouts between the two the first time around.
Canfield trying to buy base runners with a bunt, but, Figueroa is your leader in home runs. And, couldn't get a bunt down twice, now all of a sudden down 0-2.
As Watts has plenty of pitches to play with in this situation. With Figueroa down in the count, 0-2. The pitch from Sid. Swing and a miss. 10 strikeouts on the day for Sydney Watts, and 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
To me, it seemed like this is kind of a wasted at bat. You get down 0-2 with 2 missed bunt attempts, and then there's really nothing you can do down 0-2 when Watts is feeling it.
Sydney Lutz, 0-for-1 on the day, as you said, Ant. Strikeout in her last at-bat. Try to turn the luck around, turn her fortunes in her favor. The second look against Sid. The bunt attempt is down. Abby Toth got it. Nice cover by Caitlin Mitchell at the second base bag as the Fitch defense executes a 1-pitch, 1-out for out number 2. And good play by Abby Toth and good backup by Caitlin Mitchell. That's how you're taught to do it, too, and the Falcons execute it nicely there. 2 down for Kara Spencer.
I like the Canfield's trying to buy a base runner. Obviously the last 2 at bats, they've been not shy about trying to get a bunt down.
And you got to figure too. I mean, with the strikeouts that both teams have faced against these arms, you want the defense to have to do something. Force the defense to make plays, and take your chances that way. Selective chances, obviously. You don't want to send everyone out there to bunt.
Let's go out there bunt the whole game.
Yeah, but you need to take your selective chances and try to just force something out of that defense. Keep them off balance every once in a while. 0-1 on Spencer. 2 down already here in the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Riseball's back.
She's got the command that is returned for her. Both arms just phenomenal. I mean, what more can you ask for, too? 0-2. Liner left through the hole. Kara Spencer has a 2-out single. And right between the 5-6 hole was Spencer.
That's a softball. It was a good pitch. It forced a ground ball. But Spencer did a good job getting a good swing on it, hitting it hard, and it just found a hole in the infield.
And a base runner for Jenna Treveri now. See how aggressive Canfield is with a 2-out scenario.
And it looks like Coach Kernan is going to make some kind of substitution, whether it be a pinch runner or maybe a pinch hitter.
Macy Kalina,
who is not a substitution because she is in the game as a flex. So it's not going to count as a substitution, as Macy Kalina is playing first base. So they just kind of use the flex position to their advantage and put her in to run.
And for the Cards, excuse me, no, not Macy Kalina. That's what we had on here too. But for the pinch runner was number 12 for the Cards in that case. And for Canfield, that's Hayden Merritt.
Then never mind what I just said. It is a substitution.
Hayden Merritt.
Everything I said is wrong.
Jenna Treveri up on in the box. You got to remember, though, the phone got taken out. The Game Changer phone got taken out. The Game Changer said that.
True.
That Macy Kalina was up in the box. I don't know. I don't know if that Game Changer was working out too well. 1-0 the count on Treveri.
Treveri, one of 2 hits today for Canfield.
Swings and misses, 1-1.
She had that one that bounced over the head of Sydney Watts and went into center field.
And both these arms. This is a free game on the network, too.
Oh.
That's what I said. Best free game you're going to get on the network, too. We got, of course, the $9.99 special per usual with all the playoff baseball going on, but a free game on the network with state championship caliber arms in the circle and state championship caliber teams in Division 1 and 2 going at each other right now.
We already saw South Range get the win over champion earlier this afternoon in baseball from Niles, so congratulations to the Raiders on moving on to the district championship game.
Credit to Champion, too. They got hot at the right time, beat some big teams, but the Raiders, they've had the experience at that level before, and they sent them down. Throw down to second, and it's into center field, but backed up nicely by Folkline. Called strike 3, though, at the plate.
No, she left early. Yep,
Excuse me.
early.
Good call.
That's a big mistake by Canfield.
As leaving early on the base paths registers out number 3. I was going to say it was a 1-2 count. I was wondering if it was a called strike 3, but no. Left the bag early, out number 3, and that'll stop any base runners dead in their tracks here in the 5th. 5 scoreless innings of softball between 2 of the best in the area. We go to the 6th in this blinking contest. Who's going to blink first?
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at MyersFamilyINS.com or find us on Facebook.
Top of the 6th inning, top of the Fitch order, due up 1-2-3. Ayla Ray, Caitlin Mitchell, Sydney Watts against Milena Toth. And for both these teams in the 6th, they're set up with the top of the order, 1-2-3. You got to feel this is the best opportunity in this 6th inning, both Canfield and Fitch, for the offense to get a run across.
For those of you wondering about the suspended game that is still tied at 3 in the 10th, just heard from the umpire they're going to meet after this game is over and make a decision on whether or not they want to play
Obviously,
next
if it
innings.
gets too late, you don't want to risk starting that and not being able to finish it either.
Well, the way this game's going, though, it's like you could be playing for another 3 or 4 innings. I mean, these
Ayla
pitchers
Ray
are just not giving up anything.
reached third on her first time up.
And
but
grounded
couldn't
out to second. So
Falcons
she's 1 for 2.
best opportunity to score came in that first inning with Ayla Ray at third, nobody out. But Milena Toth walked the tightrope and got out unscathed.
And it came down to an ability to get the bunt down, really. And those are the little things that Fitch is going to have to do if they want to win a state championship. They're going to have to work on those small things in the sport of softball. They're good at a lot of things.
The 0-1. Fouled back 0-2. Milena Toth just threw her 71st pitch of the game with that last one. So
Not
incredible
bad.
efficiency here in the 6th.
71 through 5. I'll do the quick math.
0-2 the count on one of the better two-strike hitters in all of the state of Ohio.
About 14 pitches per inning.
The 0-2. Just threw the bat at it, hit it to center field, base hit, Ayla Ray.
That's why. And honestly, the coming outside, I same thing as last bat. I think when you're ahead 2 strikes to Ayla Ray, I think you want to come inside. That time she just got the outside pitch, threw a bat at it, and lofted it in center field.
Tough hitter to go against with 2 strikes because she's an all-field specialist.
Right.
She has the ability to go anywhere. But even more so, the one risk you run with going inside is because Ayla Ray has a power stroke this year, 5 home runs.
Not with
so
2
it's like
strikes.
if you
I feel
leave
like
it
with
up-
2 strikes, she is in contact mode than power mode. You even saw it on that one. She was leaning out to get it. I feel like you got to, that's just my opinion, coming inside. You know, she's hard to pitch to, but I would jam her with 2 strikes.
0-1 after the swing and a miss to Caitlin Mitchell. Runner at first, nobody out to start the 6th.
You wonder if they try to get Mitchell to bunt again.
Mitchell is 1 for 2 as the ball gets away. Ayla Ray will get to second base. No sacrifice needed, but now the question is, does the sacrifice stay on? 1-1 the count. Ayla Ray at second, nobody out.
I think it does. You get her to third with less than 2 outs.
Then the matchup of Sydney Watts and Milena Toth comes up again. Milena Toth winning that currently 0 for 2 as Watts with 2 strikeouts against MT in the circle.
How about that matchup if it happens? You know, obviously Watts has struggled all day. If it comes up with a runner in scoring position with 1 out and her at the plate.
1-1. Caitlin Mitchell 1 for 2 on the day with a single. RBI opportunity for C. Mitch. MT deals home. The 1-1 jabbing at the bunt attempt. 1-2 the count.
Look at Figueroa running the ball back out, making sure that Ayla Ray stays where she's at.
Whatever you got to do as a catcher, man, to try to hold those
That's
runners.
the ultimate respect. I'm just going to run the ball back out to the pitcher to make sure you don't move. Well, the bunt's off the table now with 2 strikes. Never mind. That's going to be a strikeout.
And it goes back. Strikeout, like you said, Ann, and trying to stay aggressive with 1-2 the count. Doesn't pay off for the Falcons, and 1 away here in the 6th.
So here comes Sydney Watts. Struck out twice looking. You wonder if she gets a little bit more aggressive in this at-bat.
You don't want to walk her because the hitter behind her, McKenna Hogan, has reached 2 times on walks against Milena Toth. Interesting, with 1 down, big point in the ball game. Falcons runner in scoring position. First pitch from Toth. Swing and a miss.
Ray's going.
Took a hack, the throw down to third, not in time as Ayla Ray, the ace of base, adds another to her collection. 60 feet away from scoring now.
Careful, though, because she took off, and if Watts made contact on that ball, you know, she would have to get back to second in a hurry. Because that was a straight-up contact play, really, and Watts did not make contact.
Not a case where you can afford a pass ball or a wild pitch now in this situation. As Milena Toth with the 0-1. Bunt is shown. Throw down to third. And back in safely is Ayla Ray.
It's a closer play than Ayla Ray's used to.
Ball 1.
So-
And that's what I've said before. Leah Figueroa doesn't get her name mentioned often on the defensive side because of all the pop she's shown in her freshman year. But defensively, she has a lot of skill behind the plate. And obviously there's some improvement points for her to continue to get better. But the ceiling's so high for Figueroa behind the dish in this Canfield program. The 1-1
Oh,
bunt is
beautiful
down
bunt.
as the throw goes to first. They'll get the out, but a run scores.
Yeah.
Ayla Ray comes home on the suicide squeeze. 2 down and a 1-0 Fitch lead.
That is the bunt they've been looking for all day. They finally get it down. It's a beauty by Watts. There's no chance to get the runner at home at all. And Canfield has to sacrifice the run for the out.
Good
And
play, though, not panic, though, to jump on it and get that sure second out.
Out of all the players that come through with the best bunt of the day, it's Sydney Watts. Like, go figure, you know.
One of the players in the lineup that you least expect to pull out the bunt, too, but she does.
That's why everyone in the lineup has to be able to lay a bunt down at any given time, and it's proof right there.
1-0 the count to McKenna Hogan. Hogan holds up.
Hogan has already proven today that she's going to be disciplined at the plate, so I don't know why Toth isn't in attack mode.
She's seeing the ball really well, talking about McKenna Hogan. She's really eyeing it up out of Toth's hand. And she knows her zone. She knows the parameters in this game, and she's following that, not chasing anything outside the zone and forcing Toth to come into her. And like you said, Ann, it's just been baffling that Toth hasn't gotten aggressive or hasn't been able to get aggressive against Hogan today.
There it
Threw
is.
one in there, and I think she was taking all the way was Hogan. It's 3-1 now.
Because Toth is usually in the strike zone early in the count. That's why I've been saying you have to be aggressive early. So it's strange in these at-bats to McKenna Hogan. She's been throwing some chase pitches early in the count.
That 3-1, another walk worked by McKenna Hogan, and she's seen some of the most pitches from Milena Toth today, and she's gotten aboard all 3 times.
That might be the most walks in a game this year by Toth. She has not
all to
walked
the same,
too many people.
Yeah, a lot of them to the same batter as Tina Montgomery comes out to courtesy run again.
Last time Montgomery was in, she got caught at third trying to stretch a bunt that could have gotten her to second into going to third, being a little bit aggressive at the base pass.
Kylie Folkhorn was the one who laid it down. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Folkhorn goes swinging on a first pitch, dropping in a hurry, and it's going to drop in as base hit. And wisely putting the brakes on Tina Montgomery at second, but the inning continues for Fitch, first and second, 2 down.
She almost didn't make it the second in time because she had to freeze on that fly ball to make sure it wasn't caught, which can't happen because there's 2 outs. You have to be going on contact. And she almost got thrown out by not knowing the situation.
With 2 down in the inning, another RBI opportunity for Fitch to try to extend their
This is that opportunity Fitch needs. You know, 1 is good. If you get 2 in this inning, the way Watts is pitching, it feels great.
As Sammy Severin has delivered in big situations for the Falcons against this very arm in Milena Toth before. One of the few bats in the Falcon order that has had some semblance of success against MT. The 0-1. Fouled into the glove, and Figueroa there to hold on to it in the leather 0-2.
So you look at the way this inning has transpired. Ayla Ray hits a 2-strike, kind of weak base hit into the outfield. Advances to second on the wild pitch. Gets to third on the bunt. Then comes home on a bunt.
Out one, pop fly, out right center field. The second baseman Lutz says she's got it. She does, and that's out number 3. Falcons strike first on an RBI suicide squeeze by Sydney Watts, plating Ayla Ray. It's a 1-0 Austintown lead, heading to the Cardinal half of the 6th after this.
Let's face it, buying a home is one of the toughest things you'll ever do. At Forever Homes, we are licensed realtors that specialize in representing our clients in the purchase and sale of single-family residences and income property in Columbiana County. We truly love this area. We were born in this area, and we pride ourselves on the knowledge of transactions, school districts, neighborhoods, and related services. So the next time you need to buy or sell your home, make it forever. Forever Homes Realty.
Ty Bartel, Anthony Hartwig, YSNLive.com, here with all the action in this All-American Conference Championship game between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and the Canfield Cardinals. Anthony, we saw the Falcons take a slim 1-0 lead in the top of the sixth, but the top of the order due up for Canfield. Golden opportunity for the Cardinals to strike back.
Yeah, and last time these two teams played, it was Fitch that was striking back all the time. So this is the first time Fitch has had a lead in this series. So now it's Canfield's turn. Can they capitalize on some situations? Can they bounce back after giving up the lead early? Yes. They've had a couple of opportunities that have gone by the wayside. So they have to, obviously Treveri's 1 for 2. First part of the equation is to get her on base.
Sydney Watts adjusting the outfielder Folkline, bringing her in a few steps from center. First pitch, strike one. And you mentioned it too, and first time that Sydney Watts is pitching from in front against this Canfield team. See how the Cards respond to adversity the first time in this series. The 0-1. Nice hold by Treveri, 1-1.
That's step one. You stay off her chase pitches upstairs. Then step two is try to figure out all the other stuff to get through it. But it's a good step one.
1 for 2 on the game is Treveri. Singled to center, her second time up. The 1-1. Took something off of it, couldn't locate it in the zone, and a 2-1 count.
It's the first time we've seen that changeup today, the really big off speed. We've seen her mix speeds a little bit today, but that was the first changeup we've seen, and she's added that to her arsenal this year. Spent the whole summer working with Megan Betza played at Michigan. Probably the best changeup I've ever seen in the game of softball. And
Called strike.
Came this season with a really good one.
Strike evens the count. And you talk about the talent level that Watts has continued to work with, too. Some really big names in the softball community, too, that she's been able to really just get the fruits of the advice and get those big, just pick the brain, really, of some knowledgeable softball players around the area. Nice slap shot single to left, and that's exactly what the Canfield Cardinals wanted to do to start off this sixth. I
think that was a missed spot by Watts. It looked like it got a little bit too elevated. She was trying to go outside. I think it was supposed to be upstairs, and it was a little bit belt high, and Treveri did a good job just going right with it like left-handers love to do. I think it's the first time we've seen Sid miss a spot in the zone today. Obviously, that one inning where she lost control of her rise ball, but that time, just one that got a little bit too much to the plate and a little bit too low.
Tying run at first, go-ahead run at the plate, and Gianna Panunzio.
So now we get to see, can Canfield do situational hitting? Can they move the base runners over? Can they generate a run? Treveri is definitely a threat to steal as well. We've seen Canfield have 2 stolen bases on Watts so far today. Even though the one was called for leaving early, they weren't going to get her with the throw. So 1 stolen base on the stat sheet, but I'm giving them 2 as far as their confidence in attacking McKenna Hogan behind the plate.
The bunt was shown, pulled back nicely again by Panunzio. 2-0.
Now it's interesting what you're going to do at the plate. 2-0. You're in the catbird seat. The steal probably off the books because Watts is going to try to bring a strike in, which is a lot easier to throw out base runners in when you're throwing a strike.
Called strike, but a mishandle by Hogan.
And I'm wrong because that was a straight-up steal.
2 ball, 1 strike. No, the scoreboard had it wrong. 2-1 is the count. As Panunzio.
What's this conversation
count
about?
2-1.
Oh, he's just dusting off second base.
As Coach Kernan out to conversate with Treveri in this situation. Runner at second. Nobody out for the Cards.
Yeah, both coaches going out to second, and now there's going to be a meeting. I don't know what this is about.
Yeah.
Are they trying to look at Treveri? Was she a little bit hurt getting up off the second base?
It was.
She looks okay. I mean,
Base's umpire that made the call for coaching staff to come out there, and I might have just been a little bit slow, like you said, Ant, to get up. So just erring on the side of caution for the players.
Last thing you want to see in this game is why they were so careful, because obviously there are a lot bigger pictures for both these teams coming up on Wednesday.
2-1 the count to Panunzio. The pitch from Watts. Squared around a bunt, offered at it, and the count evens 2-2.
So that's one missed opportunity there. If you could have gotten a runner to third with one out. But now you're down 2 strikes. Bunt probably off the table. I've been hurt by saying that before, because Mitchell tried to bunt with 2 strikes and bunted foul, but it'd be a lot more gutsy to bunt now with the 2-2 count.
The 2-2 to Panunzio. Squared around to bunt. Runner goes down to third, and Treveri's going to get in there safely, so the tying run 60 feet away.
Beautiful base running, reading the ball in the dirt. As soon as she saw that ball down low, she took off, and Hogan did not block it cleanly, and that's an easy steal for Treveri.
So Canfield,
But
golden
on the
opportunity to strike back.
counter side, Hogan with a great job to keep the ball in front of her to avoid anything else happening.
The payoff. And that one.
Dude, that was fouled off.
Fouled off. And the.
Wait, now Panunzio's going into the dugout. If it's a strikeout and she didn't make contact, then it's a run.
Yeah.
Foul ball. I just heard the home umpire say it.
Foul ball is what the home plate umpire calls.
That was hard to see. Like I didn't hear the ball hit the bat. No, now Haley Freedy's up.
Yeah.
Did the run score?
No, runner's still at third.
Wait a minute. If that wasn't a foul ball, the run has to score. I'm confused. Okay, then Haley Freedy shouldn't be up if it's a foul ball. Unless you're saying it was a bunt attempt.
It was a bunt attempt.
Okay, so it's a bunt foul strikeout. That's what happened. Okay. Whew, we got that all straightened out.
So one away on the sacrifice attempt. Runner at third, Haley Freedy up at the plate. Freedy 0 for 2 on the day against Watts. She's going to square around a bunt ball.
Look how hard the infield came in on that.
You got to wonder,
dangerous
though,
if she swung away.
I know it's the middle of the order, but a walk here to put the double play in order isn't the worst situation here. Obviously, defense has to make.
But you have Faith Morrell behind her. I wouldn't want to put the go-ahead run on base if I could avoid it.
1-0 the count on Freedy. Getting ahead crucial in these counts. Swings and misses. Bunt taken off, and the count evens. Tying run sits 60 feet away. A productive out can tie the ball game for the Cards.
That's what Freedy's goal has to be, to put this ball in play towards the right side. Whether it's on the ground, anything goes. Treveri's speed should get her home.
The 1-1. Morgan Roby there to make a play.
That's not what you wanted.
Morgan Roby breaks in, and we talked about her IQ defensively. She shows it again right there.
Situational softball. Both teams overall have failed to put bunts down. Sydney Watts has been the one that got one down, and that's why Fitch has a run. I mean, that was a great opportunity for Canfield to get a run back, and the bunt just was unable to be laid down.
And it comes down. Faith Morrell looks to deliver. The cleanup bat for the Cards now needs a clutch hit to bring a run home for Canfield. Of course, pass ball and wild pitch still in play too, with Treveri at third. So Fitch needs to make sure none of those rise balls that got away from Sid earlier in the game happen.
About to bring up that point. We did see one inning where Watts really struggled with her rise ball, but she's gotten it back under control since.
1-0 the count on Morrell. 0 for 2 on the day against Watts, as Watts at 98 pitches now in the ballgame.
Now with 2 outs and first base open, I would probably pitch a little bit more careful to Faith Morrell.
As that one clips off the hand of Morrell. And now runners will be at the corners, and you called it.
Oh, Melina Toth coming to the plate. No, they're going to say foul ball off the knob of the bat.
You know, they're saying it was the knob of the bat. This is going to bring a discussion with the bases umpires as well.
That sounded like skin.
That sounded like flesh. I think the bat has a distinctive sound to it.
The way she reacted, you can't fake that. Like, I mean, you can, but you'd be like
hit by pitch.
Yeah, I think.
She was like, "Come on, I had to take 68 on the hand, and you're not going to give me the base."
That's one of the ones where you take off off your glove and you show the bruise.
Come on,
like look at the laces there.
Yeah, with Sid's feet too, you can't get away with those.
Like the, I know you're a baseball history buff. Like what the '69 series when the guy got hit in the shoe and it left shoe polish on the ball.
So runners are now at the corners for Milena Toth, who can help herself out. Sydney Watts was able to help herself out with a run.
I think Bella Kennedy's going to come in to run for Morel as well.
She will. But Milena Toth can help herself out in the same way that Sid got herself a run. Difference is 2 outs, so she needs a base hit, wild pitch, pass ball, something to go her way. Runners at the corners here in the bottom of the 6th. A
Yeah, they're going to let her go to second. And now, base hit takes the lead.
1-0 the count. Big point in the ball game.
Big players, right? Yeah. Both big players, both superstars have come up in big situations.
But now with first base open, I mean, a walk, not the worst thing. I mean, of course, you're going to load the bags then too, but at this point, it's pick and choose your battles, right? When you need 4 outs in the game, this point of it.
The way that Toth has been hitting today against Watts, I would attack her because she has looked just a little bit antsy against Watts. She just chased that rise ball.
0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, too. Both pitchers have had each other's numbers on the day. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Watts, 1 pitch away from getting out of it. Cardinals 1 hit away from turning this game on its head.
So now Toth has to shorten up the swing. I know it's real hard because it's a big spot. Heartbeat's going fast. Yeah, shorten up that swing. Try to hit it the other way.
1 and 2 the count. Watts settles in. Second and third occupied by Canfield. The pitch. Hold on that as Toth left it low.
Good job by Hogan keeping that ball in front.
2 and 2 now the count. 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. Canfield has the tying run at third. Go ahead at second.
I think both base runners saw their eyes go way open when they saw that ball heading towards the dirt.
2 and 2 the count. Sweaty palms time here at Canfield High School. The pitch. Pop fly out of play.
Timed it well that time, though.
The count stays 2 and 2. In this pitcher's duel, 1-0, the Falcons in front, but the Cardinals have the go-ahead run in scoring position. Milena Toth at the plate looks for just any bit of outfield grass that she can get right now. 2 and 2 the count. Big point in the ball game. Watts looks for her call, toes the rubber. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a fist pump from Sydney Watts as she walks off the circle. Big strikeout, 11 on the day as the Canfield Cardinals leave 2 in scoring position. As we go through the 6th inning, top of the 7th coming up, it stays a 1-0 Fitch lead.
Reliability. Innovation. Scale. These 3 values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
HVAC causing havoc? Has your furnace gone mad? Commercial or residential, 24/7. Call your hometown hero. Call Mighty Mike.
The top of the 7th inning and a pinch hit appearance for the cleaner Tina Montgomery stepping in the box against Milena Toth, batting for Abby Toth in this. As first pitch swinging, almost lined it down the first base line. but it goes foul, 0-1.
Also almost caught by Kalina at first.
As Abby Toth not having a bunch of success against Milena Toth today, so they're switching things up a little bit, giving Tina Montgomery some hacks.
And for whatever reason, Abby's timing was just not there in her 3 at-bats.
At a ball, 1-1. Montgomery had a highlight hit against the champion Golden Flashes, a grand slam that absolutely turned that ball game upside down for the Falcons.
And that was against Gradishar, who likes to work the inside corner, and she came in with a screwball that was belt high, and Christina Montgomery showed exactly what she thinks of belt high inside pitches.
1-2 the count on the swing and a miss. Milena Toth, critical here that she tries to pitch a clean 1-2-3
Right.
inning.
You need to give your bats the best chance in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be the bottom half of their order that'll have to do it.
The 1-2. That one takes off, clips off the glove of Figueroa, and the count moves even. Defense straight up the same as it's been all game for the Cards. No substitutions defensively here in the 7th inning of play. 2-2 on Montgomery. MT's pitch home. Swing and a miss. Add another to her total for the day. Strikeouts, numbers lower than they were the first time around, but still both pitchers in the double digits.
Right. I mean, both lineups have done a good job making a few adjustments here or there, putting the ball in play a little bit more.
Both pitchers, though. I mean, we
you're
have
still
less
gonna-
runs given up than we did last game.
You're still going to get the strikeouts. I mean,
one down, Morgan Roby takes aim. She foul tips a first pitch into the glove of Figueroa, 0-1. Milena Toth is at now 94 pitches in the ballgame as she approaches the century mark. Both
Roby 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
And both rarities to see Roby strike out, but Milena Toth has gotten her for a pair in this game.
Now down 0-2.
Oh and 2. Milena Toth deals. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout as Milena Toth not messing around in the top half of this 7th inning. 2 away now. That'll set up Maddie Butis. 2 down. Top of the order is looming as Ayla Ray in the on-deck circle for Fitch. First pitch, Butis takes for a called strike at the knees.
That's a really good first pitch strike. It was going to be one that Butis would have had a hard time doing anything with.
The 0-1. 0-2. MT quickly moves ahead. 1 pitch away from striking out the side here in the 7th. The 0-2. Pop fly out to right field. Hit a long way. Maddie Butis hits it off the wall. Turns and burns for second. She's going for third. They're going to hold her up at the third base bag. What a hit by the 9-hole hitter Butis. And it sets up Ayla Ray with a runner at third.
That was a miss. Elevated outside, way too much of the plate. And credit Maddie Butis in the 9 spot. Not missing the mistake.
That close from a home
and drilling
run.
it to left field. And the fence is here a little bit higher than most.
Yeah.
Maybe at some other softball fields that would have been gone.
Right out the base of that fence, though, as the count.
No, yeah, they're going to do the Fred Moots strategy.
You don't want to
put
mess
her
with,
on.
you don't want to mess with Ayla Ray. You talked about the ultimate respect when she's on the base paths. That's the ultimate respect with her in the box, too. Intentional walk to A-Ray.
Now, if you're Caitlin Mitchell, you see that as an ultimate disrespect.
Absolutely.
And you put that chip on your shoulder and you come up in a big spot trying to give yourself some Myers family insurance.
First pitch swinging. Lutz is there to take care of it for out number 3. Maddie Butis gives a little bit of excitement offensively, but Milena Toth effectively shuts down any would-be offense once again. It's a 1-0 ball game heading to the bottom of the 7th. Canfield's last chance at offense coming up after this.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
Bottom of the 7th in this All-American Conference showdown. The winner guarantees themselves a piece of the conference championship as Fitch looks for a piece of the pie for their 4th consecutive softball season. Winners in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Obviously, the COVID season not happening in 2020, but 3-time consecutive AAC champs are the Fitch Falcons, as the seniors on this Canfield squad look for their first taste of a conference pie. 1-0, the lead for Fitch as a first pitch to Marina Koenig goes for a ball, 1-0.
And you know, this is Canfield's chance opportunity. Of course, they're still probably kicking themselves from last inning. They had the opportunity there. They had 2 runners in scoring position, couldn't come up with that timely hit. So now they have to start right back up and try to get another opportunity.
That one is blasted.
Oh, Koenig.
Lift off left field. It is out of here. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God!
A solo shot to start the 7th, and we are evened up at a run apiece. Unbelievable stuff. Marina Koenig said, "Oh, we're not done yet."
That might have been her first home run of the year.
What a blast.
I know you have the stats in front of you.
Looking at it, too.
Oh, man. Koenig not known for her power.
Yep, first home run of the year.
Wow.
What a time to hit it, too. First bomb of the year, and you tie
You know
the ball
what, though?
game up.
First pitch of the at-bat, too. First pitch. I'm going to go right in attack mode. Second pitch. First pitch was a ball.
Leah Figueroa cuts and misses.
That swing, she wanted to go back-to-back. She's like, I'm not going to be sewed up here. Oh, man. Don't you love this game?
Oh, my goodness. And regardless of what anybody says, talent discrepancies, division discrepancies, these two teams are as close as it gets. And if these two games haven't showcased that, I don't know what else will.
Now all of a sudden, Canfield has a chance to walk it off.
They could win this ball game.
And
here,
it's
absolutely.
their best home run hitter up at the plate.
1-1 to count. The pitch. That one popped up on the infield. Ayla Ray says she's got it. She says, I don't need shades to look up into the sky, and reel that one in, 1 away.
Great job to bounce back from Sydney Watts. You give up the home run, you come back against a really good hitter, and you stay in attack mode and get a lazy pop-up with a really good pitch inside.
Sydney Watts going up against Sydney Lutz with 1 down in this 1-1 ball game. Canfield, in case you missed it, Marina Koenig says, I want a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. Goes solo shot for her first home run of the year over the left field wall to even this game up 1 run apiece.
We talk about all the time, Sydney Watts supplies the power. If you can catch up to her velocity and time it up right, then you are going to take it a far way. And that's something that she's going to have to deal with in her career, especially when she gets into the higher level of softball and starts playing in travel and college. Your rise ball pitchers are going to give up home runs. It's going to happen. And I love seeing her bounce back against Figueroa with a really good pitch.
If the Falcons can force extras, 3, 4, 5 due up in the Fitch order would be set for the top of the 8th. 0-2 the pitch to Lutz. That one almost turned on that one and hit it foul. 0-2.
She had the power, didn't have the timing. That was another pitch from Watts. It was a miss. It was just a little bit too much in the zone. It was a rise ball that didn't rise, and that can be really dangerous no matter who you're pitching against.
113 pitches on the game for Watts right now. The 0-2 to Lutz. Couldn't force the change.
Yep.
1-2.
I like that. You just had her turn on one. She wants to do it again. Hey, let's elevate a little bit more, see if we can get her to chase. It's a good pitch. It's also a good look by Lutz. It's like cat and mouse with the pitch calling and this offense making adjustments. I love these two teams going at it.
The 1-2. Fouled back, and the count continues.
That was it was another mistake. I think Watts is losing her command a little bit. That time it was timed up perfectly. Lutz didn't get on the right plane. But it was a pitch that, to my eye, looked about belt high, which is usually not where Watts lives.
Lutz continues to battle in the box. 1-1 the ball game, trying to get the winning run aboard. The 1-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. No, out number 2 here in the 7th.
No matter how many times you lay off that rise ball, it's just going to get caught. You're going to catch it eventually. And I was thinking, this will be a time for Sydney to throw maybe a change up there, try to get her off tempo. But no, she just goes with, look at Kernan with the rally cap.
I was going to say, Kernan's rocking the rally cap. Right
that just threw my train of thought completely out the window. But
he's got the spoon look on the head. Kara Spencer tries to turn it over to the top of the order. She is 1 for 2 on the day. 2 down in the inning.
But I was saying, Sydney Watts has her rise ball is like her security blanket. So that's going to be her strikeout pitch, and she went to it, and it still gets people to chase.
Got a chase to start the at-bat, 0-1. We're 1 out away from extras here in the second game, too. First game still suspended at a tie 3-3.
Still tied at 3.
And we were talking about this being a potential issue.
Like I thought,
trying to play 2 games with these 2 squads.
I came into the 7th thinking, okay, if Fitch gets out of here pretty quick with the 1-0 victory, they still got time to play, a couple of innings. They could try to get that second game in.
Now the question is, are we even going to get a final
But now it's
today?
like, are we going to get this game in?
Will a final come through today at all, or are we going to have 2 games stuck in limbo? That's the ultimate question we're asking ourselves here on the network now. 1-1 to Spencer. Low, 2-1.
It's just an ultimate testament to both these teams and how much they really want to win these games. They're never, ever, ever going to say die.
It's not a tournament game, not win or go home, but it shows how much the conference means to both of these teams.
Both these teams respect each other. They don't like each other, and they want to beat each other very, very bad.
3-1.
Remember when we talked to McKenna Hogan and she said, I wasn't going to lose to Canfield. Like, she refused to lose to Canfield. I don't think this senior class has lost to Canfield in the last 3 years. This senior class for Canfield is trying to get their first win over Fitch.
The 3-1. Spencer got a challenge pitch, fouled it back, and the count runs full. If Spencer is to reach, would be huge for the Cards as they bring the top of the order up with Treveri awaiting in the on-deck circle.
Off speed. Begging for it.
It's going to be interesting to see how what Sid attacks with.
It's going to be a rise ball again. That's what she's been doing with 2 strikes all day. And she's just going to try to see if Spencer chases. And more times than not, it's worked in her favor.
3-2 the count. 2 down in the bottom of the 7th, the payoff. fouled. Back out of play.
Was a rise ball. Spencer was able to time it up pretty well, but because it was a rise ball, still got way under it and fouled it straight back.
What a beautiful day for softball here at Canfield High School. What a game it's been. Pitching,
Watts doesn't want to lose Spencer because then it brings up the top of the order.
no doubt. And Spencer knows the importance of reaching base and getting that winning run aboard right now for the Cards. Again, the payoff.
Ooh.
Foul tipped in and out of the
Off of
glove.
Hogan.
And
Ooh.
Hogan lost the glove like it was a hot potato.
I think that went off of her wrist above the glove off the foul ball.
And Hogan going to get a quick conversation with Coach Ward, giving her just some time to try to walk this off. And
Yeah, both teams have now had a little bit of a scare.
Mhm.
I think that might ward off any thoughts. So let's
we
get
don't
out
want
of
a
here.
second game right now.
You
If
know.
we could finish this one before the daylight sheds here, we'll take one game.
Because you got Jenna Treveri, who slid very awkwardly into second on a steal, and then obviously that foul ball. Anytime something goes on a hand of a catcher, that really worries you. Hogan seems to be okay though.
3-2 the count, the payoff. Swing and a miss, strikeout. And we're going to extras once again between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and the Canfield Cardinals. Top of the 8th coming up after this. We're knotted up at 1 run apiece. Anthony Hartwig, Ty Bartel, ysnlive.com. We'll be back.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Well, folks, I don't think this is going to be what anybody wanted to hear, but I think we're settling this as a tie, 1-1.
I'm sorry?
Like 3-3 is what game 1. So are we saying a tie for the conference championship between the Austintown Falcons and the Canfield Cardinals? Everyone gets a piece?
I'm dumbfounded. I'm speechless.
I mean, I guess smiles all the way around. Both these teams conference champions, or get to say that they were AAC champions if both these games end in a tie, but incredible. I mean, you said it off on the break, and both these teams are erring on the side of, I guess, caution and just making sure their players are healthy for tournaments, but
No
I
one
know
wants-
fandom wants no fan wants to see this not have a definitive end. There's not ties in baseball.
Neither one
or
of these
softball.
coaches would ever sacrifice the conference championship for regionals, of course. But I thought for sure they'd at least just try to finish this first game and then just do away with the second
Well,
one.
the case is now, I mean, if we're calling this game,
Who's
both
this
teams
they're
have
talking to?
lined up. I think it looks like both the athletic directors for the squads. But I think right now, the biggest discussion in this, like if you continue it, now you have to continue 2 extra. There's no way that they're continuing 2 games now that are
No,
both
no,
tied
yeah,
at
I
extras
think
now.
I thought
it's a-
once that game went to extras, it's like we're just finishing this game if we can, and do away with the second game. But I never thought that they just ended after 7 and say, hey, sorry, we can't beat each other. Like, we can't beat each other.
Maybe it's the best call because, I mean, we're talking what? We had 16 innings between these teams. Both scored 4 runs against each other.
No, because they're obviously having more discussion. They've already lined up. The umpires are off
Umpires
the
are
field.
gone. The umpires are they're sayonara right now. They're
The
heading
umpires
for
are
the
gone.
cars. And I think we're going to be left with no definitive answer for the AAC champion. If the case is, it's going to be a tie with both teams
Nope,
6-0-2 in the season. So both teams would get a piece of the All-American Conference Championship then.
Ward and Kernan just shook hands, and
it's over.
That's
That's
it.
how it's ending here in Canfield. And what a flat way to end such a
Now what are they?
game.
Are they going to present trophies for both the teams? I mean, is that what we're doing?
I believe so. I think we're doing co-champions inside the All-American Conference right now. And it looks
Here's the other thing. They never gave out Player of the Year. I think they were waiting for this to be decided. Now who do you give player of the
Oh
year
my
to?
goodness, I mean, it's a toss-up at this point, right? But obviously not what we wanted to see as fans. We want to see a definitive winner. We understand, though, where both coaches are coming from. We had a scare. We saw with Treveri. You had a scare with Hogan. You don't want any of the injuries. But for both these teams, in the innings that we did see, to take a positive note, like I said, 16 innings, 9 in the first game, 7 in this one, 4 runs scored by both teams. And if these teams were 1 and 2 in the YSN power rankings, these teams are both ranked nationally, statewide as well. Both these teams showcase once again they're as close can be.
You wonder if Canfield never tied that game, would they have played?
I don't think that. I really don't feel like the second game was even a question at this point. I think it was a one game and done. They were going to see who wins this game for the championship, and the fact that it was tied up.
They're giving out right now. You saw a plaque. They just gave a plaque to Hogan.
As well. They had 2. So that plan was discussed beforehand because there is 2 plaques set up too. They had a feeling like
there it is. It's official. The AAC is shared.
As Fitch gets their 4th consecutive share of an AAC title, and Canfield gets their 1st here in the last few years.
The only thing you decide now is who wins Player of the Year.
Yeah, that's
good luck. It's Sidney Waters, I mean,
that's the biggest question in this one.
Yeah, why don't you just give them co-players of the year? Yeah. Boom, there you go.
But what a game, though, Ant. And unfortunately, we're going to have to end this one on kind of a flat, unfortunate tie ball game.
It feels so European. We're ending the games in ties now.
Oh, my goodness. We're not going to know this year who was the better of these squads.
The storyline next year.
Oh, my goodness. It continues now, right? It continues well into 2024. And both arms are due back for both these programs. We will see Milena Toth versus Sidney.
Can we come back next week and do another one when they're getting ready for the state?
Please, if we can. But I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching this broadcast of YSN Live Softball. To our proud owners, both DJ Yoakley and Brian Scott are able to bring this game to each and every person unable to make it in attendance tonight. To our GM, Steve Leslie, who with his work with Bob Seton Park Baseball, YSU Football, and YSNLive.com. Many hats that Mr. Leslie wears, and we thank him for each and every single one of them. To my color commentator today, Anthony Hartwig, and most importantly to all of you who tuned in and helped support these kids, schools, and communities. You guys are really and truly what YSN Live is all about, and so we thank you. If you are tuning in from the Austintown community supporting the Falcons, we want to thank you for your continued and constant support of not only Austintown Fitch Athletics, but also YSNLive.com. Or if you're right here in the city that cares, the Canfield Cardinal community supporting your Cards, we want to thank you for your continued and constant support of Canfield Cardinal Athletics and also YSNLive.com, or wherever you may be in the sport of high school softball. This is Ty Bartell bidding you all a farewell and a good night, everybody.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.